I didn't know what Alang was, even though I'd lived my entire life in nearby Bhavnagar. I knew Alang was a shipyard, that's why I tried to make for it in the first place. I'd expected to find a construction site cranking out hull after hull to carry us all to safety. I had no idea that it was just the opposite. Alang didn't build ships, it killed them. Before the war, it was the largest breaker's yard in the world. The several dozen vessels I saw were not fully loaded, fully functional ships, but naked hulks lining up to die. There were no dry docks, no slipways. Alang was not so much a yard as a long stretch of sand. Standard procedure was to ram the ships up onto the shore, stranding them like beached whales. I thought my only hope was the half-dozen new arrivals that still remained anchored offshore, the ones with skeleton crews, and I hoped a little bit of fuel left in their bunkers. One of these ships, the Veronique Delmar, was trying to pull one of her beached sisters out to sea. Ropes and chains were haphazardly lashed to the stern of the APL Tulip, a Singapore container ship that had already been partially gutted. I arrived just as the Delmar fired up her engines. I could see the white water churning as she strained against the lines. I could hear some of the weaker ropes snap like gunshots. The stronger chains, though, they held out longer than the hull. Beaching the Tulip must have badly fractured her keel. When the Delmar began to pull, I heard this horrible groan, this creaking screech of metal. The Tulip literally split in two, the bow remaining on shore while the stern was pulled out to sea. There was nothing anyone could do. The Delmar was already at flank speed, dragging the Tulip's stern out into several 100 feet of water where it rolled over and sank within seconds. There must have been at least 1,000 people on board, packing every cabin and passageway and square inch of open deck space. Their cries were muffled by the thunder of escaping air.